Hi, my name is Lance. Today I'm going to be talking to you about no-kill shelters and the role that euthanasia plays in a lot of shelters. Did you know that according to the ASPCA, over 1.5 million shelter animals are euthanized every year? I mean, that's a lot of animals. They're only intaking about 6.5 million animals each year, so that's a pretty large number to be euthanizing. Now, these shelter animals could have been adopted and rehomed, but instead they were just euthanized. They were put down. Now I've adopted several animals. Two of my cats come from a shelter, and my brother's dog also came from a shelter. These were no-kill shelters, so that means that a no-kill shelter saves about, it has to be over 90% of the animals that come into the shelter have to be rehomed or resheltered, and so basically that means less than 10% are getting euthanized. I've also made some donations to local shelters, as well as attended fundraising events that they've held. So let's talk about what we can do. What you can do to prevent these animals being euthanized, and who is fighting for these animals, such as animal welfare groups, basically. Now, there's a few issues that surround euthanasia being used, or that lead to euthanasia being used, and the primary one is the homeless population of cats and dogs, and also them not being neutered or spayed, and not having anyone to do that for them. A lot of these no-kill organizations, such as the Best Friends Animal Society that was started in 1984, they have a lot of programs that allow that basically subsidize going and getting these homeless animals, and not only neutering and spaying them, but also finding them homes, which is important because it prevents, by neutering and spraying them, they prevent more animals from becoming not only homeless, but creating more animals that are homeless. It's just a big cycle. And according to Shelter Animals Count, over 6.5 million animals are surrendered to shelters each year, of which only, or roughly 12% end up euthanized. This might not seem too much, but it's pretty significant, because that's still around 690,000 or so off the top of my head. That's just rough math. And it's hard to look at the past and say, okay, well, we were doing it before, but I mean, over the past 5 years, there's been some pretty significant improvements. There's been 29%. This is according to the Best Friends Animal Society. A 29% from the year 2014 to 2019 percent increase in the save rate from these animals. Here are some of the animals that are in a shelter. This is not a no-kill shelter, unfortunately. And these are very young animals right here. These are definitely at less than 6 months. This is a dog that is getting administered a shot for anesthesia. Now, the organization that I'm focusing on is the Best Friends Animal Society. It started as a sanctuary for companion animals, but it eventually evolved, not too shortly after, into a movement to prevent as much euthanasia as possible. And shortly after becoming created in 1984, they quickly became a leading voice in the animal welfare community. And today the charity works with shelters to help them convert to no-kill shelters. They still run their sanctuary, and they also find homes to approximately, they always have at least 1,500 animals, homeless animals, on their sanctuary. at any time. They now also run the Los Angeles shelter after they were not able to afford it anymore, and they provide spay and neuter services, which are part of their overall program to reduce homeless animals and prevent euthanasia. Now, these no-kill shelters are defined as shelters that have at least a 90% save rate or better. But that is a moving target. That can change. It has changed over the years from, say, like 80 to 85% for the definition of a no-kill shelter. And these organizations are doing a lot of that work to kind of move the target to make it so that there's less animals that are getting euthanized each year. Now that you know a little about these organizations, let's talk about the benefits that they have. I mean, thanks to the work of these organizations, such as the Best Friends Animal Society, many animals have already been saved. Like, there's been a 29% increase in the save rate over the past 5 years from 2014 to 2019. And although we want to save as many as possible, there is an actual use for euthanasia. It's for behavior problem animals that are very aggressive towards humans or that are having severe health issues. And it's important that we help them transition from pain into the afterlife. It's hard to put a face to the numbers when we're talking about a lot of the statistics, because 1.5 million animals getting euthanized is a whole lot when one of those could have been a family member. Now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Some of the stuff we've evolved, including evolving these advocates, are they seek to reduce euthanasia to a minimum. To this end, no-kill shelters are a big priority to them, and creating them or transitioning shelters to no-kill shelters. They also seek to offer low-cost or even free neuter and spay services as a means to prevent more homeless animals being euthanized, and they seek to help shelters transition to no-kill shelters. And you don't have to donate money to help the cause. I mean, you can volunteer at any no-kill shelter near you locally. It only takes a couple of hours training, and then you can be helping these animals get a new home. They need dog walkers, socializers, so you're just playing with these animals, taking them on a walk. They also need staff for events that they're holding, and just general facility staff to clean things up. Some of the organizations in Maryland include Barks in Baltimore, and then Baltimore Humane Society, American Humane, SPCA of Anne Arundel County, and others. And thank you for your time.